Hi, DR here. This assignment, the Career Portfolio Case Study, is the next assignment or the third assignment in the Career Exploration section of the Pathway, Module 4 Pathway Choices. These content pages assignments are building towards each of the assignments that we're about to attempt or complete. These assignments will help us, or will help you, properly complete the resume that we want you to learn and the cover letter that we want you to learn. So let's make sure that we've carefully read Lesson 3, watched any videos, gone to any links. Go to this link, click on this link, and we will see the case study content page. It looks like this. And here's the video for the case study content page. This will not be the video you'll actually see. This is last year's video, and what I'm recording right now I will place right here. So again, be sure to carefully read and watch the video and the assignment tips announcement before you start working on this assignment, and please do not submit pictures of handwritten documents. If you want to know why, please feel free when you come to our live sessions or weekly live sessions. If you have a question, that's a perfect place to ask me, well, why do you do that? And I'll be happy to give you my explanation for that. So, once you've identified the career cluster or specific occupation, and that's the idea, we want you to narrow it down to something that you think you might be most interested in. Doesn't mean you have to in terms of your real future, but in terms of the course, it makes a lot of difference to have a specific occupation career that you're interested in pursuing. And so this assignment's broken down into two parts. There's the option A, which I'll admit I'm more biased towards a personal interview. I think my students, the students who do this assignment and pick option A, they interview their parent, a relative, a close friend, and they're in a field that interests them. And how much more relevant and valuable can something be, an assignment be, if you're working on something that interests you, that you think is valuable for you. So, personal interview, that's one option. The second is what we call biographic research, and here you're researching successful, famous people. Big, please understand, is that do it in your own words. Again, like most of the assignments, like there's some parts of the career pathways where you're copying the assignment or the career expectations and the minimum requirements when it's easier to copy that text. I don't have a problem with that. But if you're doing research on somebody, I want your work it's your original work. I really, truly do not want to see cutting and pasting of information. So we go, here's the template with the attached marking rubric. I'll go over it. It's got two parts. There's the case study research questions, and then there's the reflection questions. And then I tell you, and we'll look at this when I look at the template shortly. We'll go through. I kind of like this template. I like the PowerPoint templates because it really organizes your work, and that's key with what these templates are for and how they make your life so much simpler, easier. It says make sure that you're using a source for your research, and you'll need to properly cite your source. Hopefully you're not going, I don't know how to do that. Hopefully you're going, oh yeah, there was about 2 or 3 pages in Module 1 where you talked about how to properly cite your sources. So please go back to Module 1 and find those content pages if you have issues with that. Once you've completed the assignment, upload your project to the assignments and go to the Career Portfolio Case Study folder. And again, once all assignments in Module 4 have been marked, submitted, and a mark has been given for each assignment. Quiz 4 will be available for you. Okay, so let's take a look at the template. So the template looks like that. First page is your name, or who the study case is about. Sorry, not your name. Your name is down here. Click, put your name there. Career cluster, what career cluster they work in, check lesson 3. Okay, and then we move on to research question 1. What was their childhood like? Where did they grow up? Stories about their family. Click and add your information, or click, enter, and add information. More detail you provide, the more you make it original text, in your understanding of what they said, the better you've connected, and the better mark you'll receive. It's always about that depth, detail, and personalization if possible. So research 1 is about that. Number 2 is about challenges and what they learned about themselves. 3 is the education they had and how they felt they learned best. Steps they took towards their occupation. Why they were successful. How do they make important decisions. Personal characteristics do they have that connect to this occupation. And what part of their process was luck and what part was earned. I'm one of those people that believes in life that there's 3, possibly 4. 1 is luck. You have to be lucky. You have to be in the right place at the right time. But before that, you really you've had to work hard to prepare. Like you've put in your time, you've gained experience. And you have to be ready. You have to be ready for that experience, whatever that may be. So, just my little bit. The next question 9, what is their life philosophy based on life choices they've made? And then we go to the reflection questions, where we're connecting what you've done with yourself. And reflection 2, same thing. The work that you've done connecting to yourself. And then there's the sources, and you click and add the information here using the proper APA citation formatting. Then, marking rubric. The first outcome in the Alberta Education Calm Program of Studies is this, and this is the template connection. And the first outcome is connected to the questions 1 to 9. As we move across the spectrum, level 1 is a 1 out of 4. If I give you a 1.5, it's 1.5 out of 4. But the research is vague and undeveloped, and connection is missing. It's not there. Level 2 is basic, couple sentences. Just like the minimum effort to say, yes, I understand. And so I reward minimum effort with a level 2, as long as it shows developing understanding. And that's a 2 out of 4, and that's a 50% for this section. And then as we move forward, we're looking for well-developed and developing an excellent understanding. And here we're looking for in-depth and comprehensive, as well as developing an excellent understanding of the personal connection. Okay, so that's the first rubric outcome and template connection. The second is C3, and the template connection is questions 1 to 9. Again, working across the spectrum, how I mark. If I see that it's an undeveloped level of knowledge acquisition, inadequate understanding, it's a 1 out of 4. If you've demonstrated basic knowledge acquisition and adequate understanding, again, just a few sentences, not a lot of depth, not a lot of detail, may or may not have some personalization. 2 out of 4, 50% for this particular section of the marking rubric. And then 3 and 4, again, as you move forward, the more information you provide, the more depth and detail and personalization that you provide, the more I see that you've really connected to this, the better mark you'll receive. And 4 will typically mean 100% for this section of the marking rubric. And the next criteria outcome in the program of studies is here, and the template connection is the reflection questions 1 and 2. And as we move across the spectrum, again, if the research was limited and insufficient, that's a 1 out of 4. If the research is basic and connected, again, minimum effort, but enough that says, yeah, you've got a basic understanding. You've got a sort of an understanding of what's going on. That's a 2 out of 4. That's a 50%. And then as we move forward to 3 out of 4, 75%, 100%. The 100% is extensive and reflective and connected to personal traits, interests, and motivations. As I say with all assignments, depth, detail, and personalization. Those are the 3 components of the marking rubric. Now, if we go back to the content page, I believe this is all the information that we need to provide for you. If you have any questions, issues, or concerns, oh, that's the one thing I forgot to mention, the assignment tips announcement. I'm going to quickly scoot to that, what it'll look like. And it looks like this for the case study, the reflection point. Scrolling, and emotional wellness, physical wellness, sexual wellness, learning styles, knowing yourself, career pathways, and here is the announcement, the assignment tips announcement. If you've not watched this video, watch the video. Definitely read this information that's provided here for you. Definitely do that. Thank you very much. Hopefully you've found lots of good information to help you out. Questions, issues, or concerns, do use your private discussions to let me know. Take care and have a good day. Bye now.